Is it on? Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Elisa. For those of you who don't know me, Olivia's younger sister. We are all gathered here today to celebrate the union of my big sister to her Prince Charming, aka Dave. Olivia has always been an amazing role model. She's been there for me through all the ups and downs. We've shared both tears and laughter. I know I would not be the person I am today without her. Thank you for always loving me endlessly, even when you've wanted to kill me, for accepting me for me and giving me the best advice. I'm happy Olivia and Dave found each other. He's calm when she's stressed out. She's focused when he's scattered. They are the perfect balance for one another, and their love for each other brightens up any room. I'm happy they'll get to walk alongside each other for the rest of their lives. Olivia, here's to happily ever after.
Morning, everyone. How are you? Good enough. For those of you that didn't catch it, of course, good morning. My name is Nelson. I've been good friends with Dave for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Anyway, first time we met was on a road trip from South Carolina up to here in Ohio. I caught a ride with him and his family. And for those of you that know Dave, you know that he has to have his guitar on him at all times. And he played his guitar at his own wedding, so he's got to have it on him at all times. But he definitely brought it on that road trip and played it quite a bit. And that was one of the first things that I noticed about him is he's very music oriented, very gifted. He wasn't impressed on that road trip by the 5 chords that I could play, but that's all right. We're still friends. We made it through that. Yeah, ever since then I've noticed that God has really blessed Dave with musical talent and creativity, and it's been really cool to see that. My prayer for him is that he will use those things to glorify God and to remember that God is the one who gives us all the talents, all the gifts that we have. In regards to him and Olivia, it's been cool to see the whole process of them hanging out in a group. And Olivia throwing the dice in my head after Pirates Dice. And don't forget that. And no. And then dating, and then coming to this day where they're getting married. It's exciting. I want to encourage them just with a few verses from Philippians chapter 2. I think these are good verses for all of us to apply to our lives, but they're especially important in a marriage. And they pretty much talk about sacrificial love, and I think it's super important for a godly and a long-lasting marriage that the husband and wife both love each other sacrificially. And I'll go ahead and read those verses, and then I'll be done. So it's verses 3 and 4. They say, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others."
All right, so I'm so sorry. Did this mic get turned off? I'm so sorry. Sorry, mic turned off somehow. It was off. I'm so sorry. All right, we're going to open the mic up, and unfortunately, this can't travel around because there's no distance. So there's 1 or 2 options. We're, I think, close enough here that if you want to just stand and you want to give a toast or a word of something, encouragement to the couple, you can stand where you're at, or you can come here and do it behind the microphone. So who would like to say a word of encouragement or give a toast to the couple? Open mic.
I'll try to break the ice here and get it before I start crying. My tear ducts have run dry this morning, and it's been a blessing to see. But I'm again thankful for Olivia and for David. I think they're a great match, a great couple, and I can't wait to see what the Lord does for them. I'm so thankful. It's never easy for a father to to give his daughter away. At least this is my first time I got another opportunity somewhere down the road. I think I was talking to a gentleman. I said, does it get easier as you give your daughters away? And he says, no, they're all special in their own certain way. So I'm looking forward to that. But congratulations, guys. I'm happy for you. And we're here for you for whatever you need.
All right.
Hi guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I wanted to say that, well, first off, with David, I just wanted to say I really admire his courage that he has. He's kind of the first of his friends to get married. And I really admire that he is not afraid to initiate things and take that step. I think that shows a lot of maturity, and I just want to say I'm really proud of you for that. And Olivia, Olivia is a lot of fun to be around. Anytime she comes in the room, she brightens David's mood for sure. And David's David's been happier, I know, since Olivia's come in his life. And it's been fun to see how she really just brings out the best in him, and I like that a lot. Also with Olivia, it's fun because she now is in the family, and it's nice to have another nurse in the family that understands what it's like to work a 12-hour shift and have those hard days, and I think that really brings us together, and I'm really excited to have her in the family for that reason. And just them together, they're not, one of those couples that wants to be by themselves all the time. They're very inclusive, and they invited me when they were gonna go pick up their rings. And I was like, sure, okay. And it was really just a fun time eating tacos and everything. And so it's when they're together, the fun's multiplied. So I'm really proud of you guys for taking the next step and not being afraid of commitment. And I'm so excited for the rest of our lives.
All right, anybody from the balcony? Anybody? Just trying to make it open. Open mic here now. Anybody? Anybody else down here? Come on, Will.
David, just want to say, it's really weird that you're married now. I'm just gonna say that. But I remember first meeting you guys and I together, and I like how you guys do things. It's fun, and I think you guys are gonna do really good together. So congratulations.
Okay, thanks for coming. And when I found out David and Olivia were dating, get right up on this thing for you. Early on, David had an apartment up here. He was living there in the apartment, and don't remember all the happenings or whatever, but they were dating, and Johanna told me one day or something, we were talking, and it's like, oh, Olivia went in and cleaned his apartment. And I was like, what? She did what? I mean, you want a mask on when you went in there, you know what I'm saying? And I was like in shock. I'm like, and I'm like, David, go find David. You better go beg her to marry you. Okay? But so just a couple illustrations. You want to hear a couple more stories?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Story time with Bob.
Oh yeah, story time. Okay, so what was the next one there? So I lost my train of thought. Hold on a second. But So then, I've told this story to family a little bit here and then, but these are examples on how I think they complement each other and help each other well. So Olivia had a tendency to come over to our house quite a bit now. David's lived with us for like the last 6 months, and so she shows up often, and but it's great. And one time I'm just out in the yard, I was doing something, and they were leaving the house and walking down to David's car, and we were chatting about something and all this stuff. And Olivia gets in, David gets in, and we're chatting. He shuts the door. It opens up about a second later and says, "Olivia said that you were still talking to me." Now, that was just a little something. I just smiled and laughed. I thought, that's wonderful. That's great. Anyway, so I remember that one too. But they are great for each other. What I appreciate about David, though, is that he's extremely loyal to family and friends, and of course, so I appreciate that. And so if you've known him there, and what was the other thing? Well, just the fact that, of course, I think he came into this world looking for a stage and a microphone. He's not the type to have to come out of a shell or anything. I don't think he was born with a shell, if you put it that way. But just appreciate that. He's extremely, like I said, extremely loyal, and it's just going to be fun to see what the future holds, and just great to have a daughter-in-law, so that'd be great too. Thanks, Lord.
All right, who else? I really want to hear some good uncle stories. So uncles, please be thinking about this. Come on up. All right, I'm Uncle Tim.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm going to second the fact Will said it is weird that you're married. It's different. So, so Dave and I met when he first came back from, I think it was Costa Rica, correct? Their family? Where is it?
Yep.
All right. Nicaragua, excuse me. Yeah. And we connected a lot on just a musical level. We both love music. But it's just been really cool to get to know Dave. He's super unique. I love his style. He's not afraid to what people think. So he has some really cool music. And one thing that I wanted to share, though, was there's something that I heard. If you want to quicken the process of sanctification, you should get married. Oh, okay. So there you have it. And one thing that I wanted to share as well is no matter what, like you guys are married. You guys have made a vow with each other, and all of us here are a testimony of that. We can see that, and we're here to help you guys. When things get hard, we love you, and we wanna be there for you. So please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us. So I know personally, I really want you both to grow in your relationship with the Lord and grow together in that bond as a testimony of the gospel. So praise God for your testimony to us today as well. It was super encouraging, so thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to keep this on because whatever. We need a Heath representative because we, as the Heaths, it's the curly hair group, we really love you, David. And we, way back when, nearly moved to California, and then we didn't. And one of the things that we remember kind of just being glad of after that event was if we had, then we would have missed David, and we would have not, been in his life in the way that we were. Me and Ben and David formed Cherry Pit, which is the world's best band. And it's just been really great to be his friend. And he's really been the same since, when did we meet you? Since early high school. And what's great about just watching this relationship, and I haven't had like that close a frame on it, but when David knows what he wants, he goes and does it. So here we are, you guys are getting married, and I think that's awesome.
I just remembered another thing I wanted to say. I kind of lost it there, but yeah, the Heaths were like a second home, I think, for David in high school. Might have spent more time there than he did at our place, but that's fine. And then also we got I want to share a story. Like I said, David was loyal to family and friends, and so the Sloggy boys over here, well, when their mother was with us, a few years back, she had to visit the high school, the Cedarville High School for some reason, and so she was up there one day when school was in session, and I don't know, walking to the office or from the office or something. And we found out later, I think Johanna told me that, the kids were between classes and running around or at lunch, and so Marcy said to Johanna, I believe, later, she said, all these kids were passing by me and going through and everything, and there was only one that said hi to me, and it was David.
Aw, David, you rock.
Let's see what. Hang on. And then on that vein, let's see. There was another student who later, whose dad came up to me. Said, I'll get through it. Hang on. It said his son was in the parking lot and had a flat tire, and said something like, "Oh, all these cars drove by, but David stopped and helped him out. I'm not sure he knew how to change a tire, but he stayed there with him and helped him out, and the dad was really appreciative of that." So there's two more stories.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob cries all the time. He's just crying all the time. Lily, did you not walk by and say hi to the team? I mean, seriously? Oh, man. David, you're amazing. Olivia, you're amazing. Hey, we've got some more David and Olivia trivia. While you're thinking of what you want to come up and say, so we got just a few more minutes, or a few seconds here. What is David and Olivia's favorite place in Xenia to go get sherbet? Jennifer, help me out. Is it sherbet or sherbet?
Sherbet. You're
right. All right, I'm right. I've said it wrong all my life, and she corrected me. So, what's their favorite place? Coming in? No. Dairy Station, right up top here. Are you a double winner? You're just kind of the group. All right, good job. You can get a donut later too. All right, what gift did David's mom give Olivia on Christmas morning that she could not bear to put on? What was that gift? Yes.
Pajamas.
Some fuzzy, soft pajamas. Oh, good. All right, who's next? Who wants to say something? Come on up.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hi, my name is Josie. I've been friends with David since my junior year of high school, when he came up to me and complimented my Red Hot Chili Pepper shirt. And I kind of like looked at him like, I didn't know there were other people who liked more music than Christian music here. Okay, cool. And then we ended up becoming friends with Lily and playing softball with Lily. And their home became just a home that you could just show up to after school. And it was the first real sense of like unconditional loving community that I've seen. And just a forgiving spirit that I've never really experienced before, because one time I backed into their van and almost ruined it. And I was like, I thought like it was over. I was like, I have really screwed things over. And I remember David coming up and giving me a hug, and he said, "Why are you crying? We're not mad. Wrecked your car." So I'm just really excited for you to recreate that home like with Olivia, where people feel safe and people feel like they don't have to constantly apologize, and where they can feel unconditional love, because that's what I felt in y'all's home, and I just really appreciate that, and I'm excited for you to recreate it.